The UFC is in absolute chaos. It seems like the rankings are being thrown out the window, and a new era of call-outs and controversies is taking over. 1 minute fighters are on top of the world, and the next, they're being leapfrogged by someone with a losing record. And just when you think things can't get any crazier, a champion versus champion super fight is announced, but it comes with a shocking twist behind the scenes that nobody saw coming. A key figure is missing, and it could change everything. A massive fight has just been put on the books, sending shockwaves through the entire sport. The dominant lightweight king, Islam Makhachev, is officially moving up. He's not just dipping his toes in the water, he's diving into the deep end to challenge the new, undisputed welterweight champion, Dela. The fight is targeted for this October, a history-making clash where Makhachev will attempt to etch his name alongside the few legends who have held belts in 2 divisions simultaneously. Dela, a ruthless and precise striker, just captured the 170-pound title and now faces a monster in his very first defense. It's a classic grappler versus striker matchup, but elevated to the highest possible level. Makhachev wants to prove he is the pound-for-pound best, while JDM looks to stop the takeover and establish his own reign. The stakes couldn't be higher. But just as the hype began to build, a stunning piece of information surfaced that has fans and analysts deeply concerned. Javier Mendez, the head coach of the American Kickboxing Academy, and the man credited with transforming the striking games of fighters like Khabib Nurmagomedov and Islam Makhachev, has revealed he is not part of Islam's training camp. Let that sink in. Makhachev is about to face one of the most dangerous and technical boxers in the entire UFC, and his head striking coach is enjoying his life, completely detached from the camp. Mendez himself confirmed he's been in Dubai while the team trains, and he's not sure what the plan is for him to join. Of course, the legendary Khabib is leading the camp, focusing on what they do best: relentless wrestling and suffocating grappling. This could be a masterstroke, doubling down on their biggest strength to neutralize JDM's power, but it could also be a catastrophic oversight. To challenge a specialist like Dela without the guidance of the coach who sharpened your stand-up is a monumental risk, and fans are right to wonder if this is a sign of overconfidence that could lead to a devastating downfall. And while one champion's camp is raising eyebrows, a bitter feud between 2 other massive stars is exploding. The drama started when former middleweight champion Israel Adesanya made a stunning admission on a live stream, stating bluntly, "I hate this guy." The man he was talking about was Joaquin Buckley. Izzy didn't just say he dislikes him, he used the word hate, a term that carries immense weight in the fight game. Well, Buckley heard the message loud and clear and fired back with a verbal assault of his own. He told Izzy to direct his anger at the man who took his belt, not him. He called him a sneaky bastard and told him to stand on business for his country, whether it's Africa or China. The war of words has become deeply personal, with both men trading insults online. It's a firestorm of animosity that seems destined for a violent conclusion inside the octagon. This kind of chaos isn't just limited to personal rivalries. It's infected the entire title picture in multiple divisions. It feels like we've entered an era of the title shot free-for-all, and the most prominent example is the former welterweight champion Kamaru Usman. After his recent victory, Usman, who was on a 3-fight losing streak before that win, immediately called for a title fight against the winner of Makhachev and Dela. His record in his last 4 fights is 1 win and 3 losses, yet he believes he's next in line for the belt. And he's not alone. It's a growing trend that has left fans confused and frustrated. Fighters who haven't put together a solid win streak are suddenly being pushed into championship contention. Look at the landscape. There's talk of Paddy Pimblett, a popular but largely unproven lightweight, being fast-tracked to a title fight against Ilia Topuria. Yair Rodriguez, who has only won once in his last 3 outings, is rumored to be in the mix for a shot. The list goes on, creating a logjam of questionable contenders while deserving fighters are left waiting in the wings. It's a bizarre phase for the sport, where momentum and win streaks seem to matter less than popularity and marketability. The only division that seems to be getting it right is middleweight. The upcoming fight between the champion, Dricus du Plessis, and the #1 contender, Khamzat Chimaev, is a perfect example of how it should be done. It's a legitimate, top-tier fight that makes sense for the division, with the next in line, Nasuddin Imavov, waiting patiently. Other divisions should be taking notes because right now, the system feels broken. If things don't change, we'll soon have fighters from the bottom of the rankings demanding title shots, turning the sport into a popularity contest instead of a meritocracy. The UFC needs to get a handle on this quickly before the credibility of its championships is permanently damaged. And perhaps no one illustrates the injustice of this new era better than Mosar Ivalb. While others with questionable records get title buzz, Ivalb sits undefeated, a perfect force of nature who has done everything asked of him and more. He's on an incredible winning streak against top-level competition, yet his name is conspicuously absent from any championship discussions. Those who have trained with him speak of his work ethic in hushed, reverent tones. One training partner described him as a relentless machine, a choo-choo train that simply does not stop. He spoke of how Ivalb would wrestle for 2.5 hours, and then, while others were exhausted, he would immediately start conditioning, rowing, running, and lifting weights. This is a man who combines God-given talent with a work ethic that is second to none. He is the definition of a deserving contender, the kind of fighter who should be universally recognized as the next challenger. Instead, he finds himself on the outside looking in, a victim of the UFC's chaotic and unpredictable matchmaking. His situation is a stark reminder that in today's UFC, being the best is no guarantee you'll get to prove it. But amidst all the controversy and chaos, a truly unexpected and wholesome story has emerged from the other side of the world. The No More Juice man himself, Merab Dvalishvili, took UFC personality Nidita Drama on a trip to his home country of Georgia, and her reaction was nothing short of profound. The videos show Nidita completely overwhelmed by the experience. She was moved to tears by the warmth of the Georgian people, the richness of the culture, and the incredible energy of the country. She looked genuinely shocked as she tried to process the immense love and support they showed not only to Merab, but to her as well, a complete stranger. At one point, crying on camera, she said, "I've never cried on the internet before, but I love you guys so much." It's clear that she fell in love with Georgia, and the journey became an emotional pilgrimage. It's a beautiful human story that provides a much-needed break from the trash talk and contract disputes, reminding us of the powerful connections these fighters have to their homes and the passionate communities that support them. So, where does this leave us? The UFC is a whirlwind of drama. We have a legacy-defining super fight on the horizon, but it's clouded by a major controversy in the champions camp. We have bitter, personal feuds boiling over, threatening to overshadow entire fight cards. And we have a ranking system that feels more like a suggestion than a rule, where deserving contenders are ignored in favor of more marketable names. It begs the question, is this chaos the new normal? Is the sport's integrity being sacrificed for short-term hype? As fighters line up to demand their shot, earned or not, the very meaning of what it takes to be a champion is being challenged, and the future of the UFC hangs in the balance.